I was just a normal, quiet housewife, and suddenly I have to do everything myself.
I couldn't sleep for many days, or I would just stay up until like 7 a.m. and then I would tire myself to bed.
It has been a year since Pastor Raymond Koh was abducted. Until now, he is still nowhere to be found. In a recent interview with KiniTV, his family told us about the past 365 days without a father or a husband and how it completely turned their lives upside down.
I used to depend on Raymond to do everything from banking, insurance, but right now I have to stand in for him and even have to speak in front of thousands of people and to engage with the press.
For an entire year, Susanna Liu has been the main spokesperson for the family, constantly at the forefront to pressure the police for updates and reports on her husband. The Koh family and some civil society groups are of the opinion that it may be an enforced disappearance. As a result, the Human Rights Commission Suhakam held a hearing that lasted for 12 days across October 2017 to January 2018 for their own inquiry into the matter. According to the International Convention on the Protection of All Persons from Enforced Disappearance, the term is described as the arrest, detention, abduction, or any other form of deprivation of liberty by agents of the state or by groups of persons acting with the authorization, support, or acquiescence of the state.
You know, my personal experience with the police force is they are one of the best in the world. If you look at Kim Jong-Nam's case, they managed to catch the people just like that. If you look at Kevin Moraya's case, they used CCTVs and tracked and managed to catch the individuals who were involved in that. So if you track the police track record, it's very good. And those cases were done, in secret. They were intending to do that, the way in which it was done. This case is done in broad daylight, done by so many individuals, done on a road where there are cameras that are catching the people, and they're traveling on highways, CCTVs. So for them not to be able to identify who were involved, not to be able to know which groups, I find it hard to swallow. Because they've got informers everywhere, and the Special Branch is one of the best in the world. It has been said many times.
They did not give us updates, which is a normal thing to do for any kidnapping or abduction cases. They would make announcements in the press.
Saya dah beritahu, banyak kali saya beritahu supaya biar kita siasat kes ini dulu, jangan bagi publicity. Tetapi oleh kerana terlampau banyak sangat publicity, ia mencacatkan siasatan kita. Tetapi apapun, siasatan ini kita teruskan. Tidak, there is no such thing as kita menutup kes ini atau kita tidak membuat apa-apa.
According to Koh's daughter, they were ahead of the police in finding and acquiring footage of what appears to be their father's abduction after a long door-to-door search in the neighborhood several days after the abduction.
So we drove along the road, and while we were driving, we saw broken glass on the road. My brother had this idea to, why don't we go ask for CCTV footages. The owner for CCTV footages, she was very helpful. She sent us, just a few hours later, she sent us the video. We went door to door to search for more footages. And on the 18th of February, one of the owners who had a good view of the road, we could see how the SUVs were waylaying his Honda, Raymond's Honda, and it was very scary for us. My heart just started pounding. After we gave that to the police, we found out then only the owner was called for to give a statement. Yeah, so that was already 10 days after the abduction.
CCTV footage, we can see that it was a very well organized operation, well funded in the sense that they're very expensive cars, about 15 men. You have to pay them lots of money to keep quiet. They executed it in less than a minute. They are also well trained. So it's kind of hard to believe that it's some small-time drug smuggler and human trafficking. And why would they want an old 63-year-old man?
No calls, no ransom demand, no information that anyone can give us.
The bigger question was looming. Why were the police focusing so much of their efforts and time into looking at whether Pastor Koh was involved in any proselytization of Muslims?
Questions were directed to him proselytizing, that means preaching or the questions were only addressed to that.
They questioned me for 5 hours until 3 a.m. into the night. And at that time, I was already very traumatized. I was called again the next day for more questioning, and it was about the same questions again about Christianization. Reading room were asked whether Pastor Raymond talked about Christianity to them, and obviously no.
At that time, this is what the police had to say.
Ada juga laporan polis yang mengatakan pastor ini memurtadkan orang Muslim. Jadi kedua-dua laporan ini kita perlu siasat.
As the Suhakam hearing pushed forward, more and more details about the case began to surface. The hearing on Pastor Koh's disappearance was abruptly suspended after its 12th day of hearing, following a letter from the Inspector General of Police on the 15th of January announcing that former Uber driver was charged with kidnapping Pastor Koh. Suhakam hit their brakes and to suspend a part of their inquiry concerning Raymond, as the Commission is not allowed to hold proceedings relating to court matters.
The IGP says this on the 20th of March 2017, reported on Star Online. Then IGP was Khalid, and he said this. Tan Sri Khalid said, on the case involving a 31-year-old part-time Uber driver who was charged with demanding $30,000 from Koh's son, Jonathan, at Paradigm Mall at 9:46 p.m. on March 6, Khalid said the man was not involved in the pastor's abduction. Suddenly, Lam becomes the main suspect. So I cannot understand how that took place and how a part-time Uber driver can have those resources. And what is his axe to grind? What is his beef? Or why are we so angry with Pastor Raymond Koh? And
we were shocked, saddened and disappointed that the Suhakam public inquiry was suspended. We will never know what happened to Raymond. All these questions that we have, it will not be answered. It's forever hidden or covered. We were supposed to question the special branch, 2 officers from special branch in the hearing.
We thought that this guy is just trying to make a fast buck, trying to make quick money. So we don't believe he's behind it.
A year has gone by. Not only is the Koh family disappointed, they are heartbroken as well.
When I came back and when I saw the CCTV footage, I thought the police would be able to find him with that, because it's just so clear that there was an unmasked guy. I think initially I had a lot of faith in the police. No, I didn't expect to cry because of this, but I really expected them to find him. And yeah, it felt like my expectations fell.